Okay, I seem to be reconnected. Okay, well. It's my internet connection, unfortunately. Sorry. John is Miss Courtney's son. No way, I mean, he's already so big for him to be your, How old is she? 37, I think. I know, 26? Wait, what? He's 13, how can he be? No, it was my connection failing, unfortunately. I don't have a very good connection. It happens, well, every now and then, at least, on my channel. Yes, John is indeed my son. She's 26 and he's 13. Did she adopt him or something? Please, look at this. This is a clipping from a magazine. It's an article about John. Do you always carry this around with you? Yes, I always keep it close by. It's like a charm to me. It seems the bond that they share is a strong one. However, are you absolutely certain that he's been kidnapped? Yes, I received a call from the kidnapper just before the trial started. What were their demands? They had only one demand, a not guilty verdict for Patricia Rowland. Yeah, it sounds like Shelley the killer, doesn't it? I mean, he's done that in the past, so... I see, so that's what happened. Since there's no evidence that would make me innocent, isn't that right, Your Honor? She'd have to have been 13 herself if she was his mother. Not impossible, but kind of unlikely, I guess. And they don't have the same family name, so... Maybe he was the son of one of her friends, someone older than she is, maybe? And she just, chose to adopt him. Maybe she was the godmother, maybe, or something, and so now, well, she's not really the mother, but she's his guardian, I guess, or something like that. I mean, she also could be his real mother, but that would be a bit surprising. The prosecution has not produced sufficient evidence to prove the defendant guilty. As such, I hereby find the defendant, Patricia Rowland. So that's why you were going to deliver a not guilty verdict earlier. I am not qualified to be a judge. A judge must be able to remain impartial and composed above all else. And yet, despite this, in the trial just now, I was about to hand down a verdict that was led solely by my heart. Judge Courtney, the goddess of law must be furious with me. But I simply could not do it. I couldn't hand down a fair verdict if it meant I had to sacrifice my own son. She's also a very young judge. Normally, would you need to have been in law for years to be able to become a judge? Yeah, normally you'd think, right? Yeah. She could be lying about her real age. Also, maybe she's actually older than she pretends to be. I mean, that's another possibility. I mean, it sounds more credible than her having a kid at the age of 13. Anyway. I mean, again, not that it never happens, but it doesn't happen often. And usually, when you're a mother at such a young age, well, you don't end up being a judge. But then again, I don't want to have any preconceived ideas. A real parent would never abandon their own child. If that makes the goddess of law angry, then maybe the goddess is the one who's wrong. The goddess is guilty. Guilty! Isn't that right, Mr. Edgeworth? Indeed. To declare a goddess guilty, we're responsible for upholding the law, but at the same time, we are only human. Nobody would hand down a verdict that would sacrifice their own child. Thank you very much, Miss Faraday, Prosecutor Edgeworth. However, I cannot simply run away from the courtroom. Well, then again, when I think back to it, I couldn't believe at first that Phoenix Wright in the Apollo Justice game, he said that what's her name again, the magician girl, I can't recall her name now. Trucy or Tracy something, I think, from Apollo Justice. Trudy was it? Yeah, well, I couldn't believe that she was Phoenix Wright's daughter either, because, well, I guess he would have had her when he was very young as well. So, yeah, I can't. I'm not entirely sure about the name anymore, but it's something like that anyway. Something that sounds like that. And her family name I can't recall either. The Gara. It's the name of the circus that her father was working in, or something like that. Trucy Gara something. I can't. I'm not too sure now anymore. Anyway, however, I cannot simply run away from the courtroom. Judge Courtney, so this is where you've been. It appears it's time. It's been a few months since I streamed Apollo Justice, and I only played it that one time, so it's all a blur. I remember some bits and pieces, but not every single little detail. My father, he was a prosecutor, okay? Ah, yeah. Yes, he stood in court, just like you. Trucy Wright. Enigmar, was it? That was her family name then, okay. And now with all that has happened, it got me thinking. Yeah, thanks, senpai, by the way. What if my father had been in the same position as you are now? If a prosecutor was being coerced into obtaining a guilty verdict, I know if my life were on the line, my father would definitely come to steal me back. Steal you back. Miss Courtney, why don't you let us take care of it? What? I'm gonna go steal John back for you. As the second Yatakarasu, I, K. Faraday, give you my word. Hey, so the great thief Yatakarasu plans to steal the truth, huh? What say you, Judge Courtney? Will you place your trust in our young great thief, Prosecutor Edgeworth? And if it's alright with you, I wish to help as well. Thank you very much. I know that it's really not my place to ask this of you, but please, do whatever you can. Please, save John. You got it, just leave everything to us. Allow me to leave my cell phone with you. You may get a call from the kidnapper at some point. You have my word, I will ensure the safe return of your phone along with your son. And I will do everything in my power to prolong the trial. But, even then, at most, the trial can only last for about 2 more hours. I forget things from the series too, so many games by now, so many cases, so many characters, yeah. These games are kinda very detailed, right? So, on top of that, if you also play other games besides, with convoluted stories as well that are completely unrelated to these series, yeah, it becomes hard to remember everything. 2 hours, huh? So until 2 p.m., that's our time frame. I must return to court. Miss Faraday, Prosecutor Edgeworth, I shall leave the rest to you. Hey, Kay, I thought you were taking a break from being the Great Thief. As of right now, the Great Thief Yatakarasu is back in business. Alright, time to put on the gloves and hit the pavement. It's my first request after all. Is that so? In that case, we'd better begin our investigation post-haste. If we hope to track down John. Tch, where'd he run off to? He might have just gone back home. That's right, I mean, it doesn't look like they're going to get any filming done today. Or he may have run away. We should probably begin our investigation from the front of the Grand Tower. Hey, hold it, Mr. Edgeworth. You're not the one in charge anymore. From here on out, this is a job for a great thief, which means I'm the leader now. If that's the case, then what am I supposed to do? Mr. Edgeworth, you get to be the first ever great thief's assistant. So I'm a thief's assistant now. Alright, let's get going. The great thief Yatakarasu takes flight once again. That's why you enjoy replaying or watching people play the games again. Refreshes your memories of the games and you notice new things you might have not realized before. Yeah, that's true. That's very true. Outside Grand Tower, Tower Plaza. Here we are, the scene of the crime. Let's get to work. Now, say it with me, Mr. Edgeworth. Hmm? Say what? Even in the depth of night. Oh, come on, say the rest with me. And just why should I do that? Because the great thief Yatagarasu has arrived on the scene. If we don't say the introduction, it just doesn't feel right. I have no intention of becoming a thief. Fine then, I'll do it by myself. Even in the depth of night, when no other bird dares to take flight, one alone soars to shine the light of righteousness on the world's blight. And that one is me, for I am the great thief, Yatagarasu. Yes, Kei, I know you are. I, on the other hand, am starting the investigation. Tch, you're no fun. We don't have time for fun. We only have until 2 o'clock. We need to begin making inquiries immediately. Good thing we have a photo, so we can go right ahead and start asking around. Hey buddy, what's wrong? Your face looks so serious. Have you picked up any passengers here today? Oh, I sure did, but it was only one group. A group? Why is my nose so itchy? But it was only one group. What did they look like? It was a pair of men. They were both wearing black. Sounds like the bodyguards, maybe? Did you happen to see a small boy with them? Here's a picture of him. Nope, it was just the 2 guys. I understand. Thank you for your cooperation. I was hoping you would have some more information for us, but I guess not. Well, if it still had it to the logic, then it's probably still something relevant. Thank you for your hard work, Prosecutor Edgeworth. I'm not a prosecutor at the moment, but I'll keep quiet about that for now. Thank you. What are you doing here? Sir, I'm on guard duty. Then could you tell me about the cars that have passed through here today? The only ones that came through here were that taxi and that blue truck. The blue truck, huh? Excuse me. Okay, well, the blue truck. Let's have a look at it. Hey, John! Guess he's not here. This basket looks pretty suspicious to me, but it certainly does. What's wrong, Mr. Edgeworth? Why are you touching the truck? The truck's body is cold to the touch. It seems to have been parked here for some time. You can figure all that out just by touching it? Considering the length of time it's been parked here, the driver must not be nearby. I suppose we won't be able to ask them any questions until they return. Parked in front of the Grand Tower today. The driver wasn't inside. It kinda looks familiar. Was it in another game, maybe? No, okay, that's all we get to inspect, I guess. I'm gonna talk to that guy in a minute. This trailer is used to shuttle actors to and from the film lot. It shuttles the actors? Does that mean... Galactic trailer ready for launch. 3, 2, 1, ignition. Blast off at the speed of light. Shower thrusters on full. Rocket bathroom engage. I would prefer a calm, relaxing bath myself. What he's gonna say his name because I can't recall anyway. Long time no see, Mr. Edgeworth. This is Will Powers. Yeah, there we go. He is an action star I met in a previous case, the Steel Samurai himself. He also played the role of the Steel Samurai, warrior of Neo Old Tokyo. It's been a long time. Pleased to meet you. I'm Kay Faraday, a great thief. Some stuff has happened, so now Mr. Edgeworth is my assistant. Nice to meet you, but a thief? And Mr. Edgeworth is your assistant? please, pay it no heed. More importantly, I'd like to ask you some questions about the case. Okay, I don't know if I'll be much help though. He's an actor who has been working with John. It may be a bit sudden, but let's hear what he has to say. About the case? I had heard that you were handling the investigation for this case, but... well, I'm not the prosecutor in charge, though. But if you're the assistant, then does this mean that Kay is in charge? No, this is just a simple miss. You've got a good eye on you, you're completely right. She jumped at the chance. Since I'm in charge here, I'd like you to answer a few questions post-haste, and please be frank. Did anything happen to catch your eye? Ergo, didn't you notice anything? Who's she trying to imitate? Be frank, well, I feel sorry for the victim, but... I can't help but worry about what will happen with the filming from now on. No, that's only natural. Still, I would think that filming would be difficult now. I knew it. This is bad. We can only use this location for a little while longer, too. Is the filming almost complete, then? No, but construction will begin here soon, so we won't be able to film here anymore. We're only using this vacant lot until construction begins. Yeah, I noticed something on the wall during a conversation earlier. There seemed to be a construction permit with a date of 2020 on it, actually, which I thought was a bit weird. So the rest of the movie will be filmed at Global Studios. Things aren't looking good. There's even some people spreading bad rumors. Lately, a journalist has been coming by repeatedly saying, "This film lot's hiding a real monster, I reckon. There ain't no use hiding it," and stuff like that. Well, judging by the accent, we can guess who it is. I have a feeling I know who you're talking about. Yeah, me too. Yes, it was that photographer from before. You're not actually hiding a real monster, are you? Actually, you might have met her before. That case with Matt Engard. I think he was in that case, and Lotta Hart was in that case too, as I recall. Trying to catch a picture or something like that, wasn't she? Of course not. If there really was one, I'd be out of a job. So they may have met before, actually. It seems they're putting a lot of work into this movie. That's because this is our first attempt at making a sequel to an old classic. Global Studios is pouring their heart and soul into this one. I wish they'd put that much effort into making a new Steel Samurai series. What role are you playing this time, Mr. Powers? I'm playing the mighty Mozilla. Wow, you're the main character. Well, much obliged. I'm wearing a full body costume again, so my face won't be seen this time either. I see. That costume sure is cool though. I want to try wearing it too. I know. How about next time you let me get into costume? Maybe just the horn part. That's not really possible. You can't get inside the horns. Well, I guess that makes sense. I'm not in the Screen Actors Guild after all. I don't think that's what he means. John Marsh. I would like to ask you some questions about John. About John, I heard about it from the girl on staff, how he suddenly vanished from right in front of you guys. That's just like him. Does he do that a lot? I'd say so. During filming breaks, if you even took your eyes off of him for a moment, he'd be gone. Do you have any idea as to where he might have gone? I don't know, but I ran into him as he was leaving the film lot. What? Really? Where did John go? I saw him get in the trailer, but when I was checking the equipment, he was gone again. The trailer, huh? There might still be some traces of him left behind. Mr. Powers, could you show us the trailer? Sure thing. It's a bit of a mess right now, though. Let's take him up on his offer and examine the inside of the trailer. He doesn't mean the blue truck, does he? Or is it that one? About John's seat. Ah, it's over there, where that backpack is sitting. Something is sticking out of the bag. This is a tape? It's a tape for filming. Why does John have one? And why were they still using tapes in 2011? Kinda sad how he always has to wear a full body suit when he plays a part. I think he says something to the effect of he scares the kids because he's kind of big and gruff looking, I guess. So he's kind of scary to the kids. So he always has to wear one if he wants to keep being in kids' movies. I guess he must be good at his job though, of impersonating whoever he is wearing a costume thereof. Did he film something? This might be a clue. Is there any way to check its contents? We have a monitor to look over the footage that was filmed. We can use that. Now then, let's see what's on the tape. It looks like when John was practicing. Yeah, but this is what, like I said, there was no Gordy. It was the crane with the camera on it, and the sheets were on it, so it may have looked like it was the neck of a creature, but it was actually the crane for the camera. And so the camera was rolling, I guess. I mean, in Japanifornia is quite an odd place. Flip phones, videotapes, yet they seem to have a futuristic courtroom system. Well, when the first few games were being released, it was 2001, 2002, and 2003, or, I mean, around these years that the initial trilogy was released on Game Boy Advance in Japan. So, flip phones and videotapes, well, they were still very much around that time. And up until maybe the mid-2000s, shall we say. Yeah, so, I guess actually it makes sense, because if the first few games took place in those years, and this one takes place then, as a result, around 2003, then yeah, I guess it kind of makes sense, yeah, from a technological standpoint. At that point in time where this is taking place, yeah, it kind of makes sense. I know you meant it as a joke, yeah, but yeah, still, yeah. It's just sort of sorting my ideas in my head a little bit there. John was practicing by himself. The monster's footprints can be seen as well, so this must have been recorded last night. He does that sometimes. When he's not happy with his performance, he'll sneak onto the set to practice by himself. Wow, he really is hardworking. He sure is. Although he's young, he's a real pro. He never rests until he's satisfied. Then again, I can't say that I approve of him using the equipment without asking. John is able to operate the equipment all by himself? More or less, if it's just basic filming. What's wrong? Why isn't John on the screen anymore? I think he ran off somewhere just a few seconds before this. Did he go somewhere while the camera was still recording? Well, you can't see where the victim would have fallen off camera, because it would be to the right there. The tape ends here. It looks like this was all that was recorded. If he was by himself, maybe he went to the crane to stop the recording. No one else was on camera except for John. Pieces of film equipment have been placed here. Are you filming today? No, we had to stop filming for today, since a box has disappeared. A box? What is he talking about? Yeah, there was some equipment in that box. I take my eyes off of it for a few seconds, and look what happens. So there's a thief among us. Exactly what was stolen? Nothing much, actually. Just the box is missing. Went missing from the old trailer. Only the box itself was stolen. Why would someone steal a box? Personally, I would have taken the stuff inside. They probably wanted the box more than whatever was inside it. Did they plan to put something inside the box? It's already 12:30. I wonder how Miss Courtney and the others are holding up. How long will they be able to prolong the trial? We gotta hurry and find John. Indeed. Oh, heck no. That ain't how it's done. Oh, heck no. Who is this? Lord of Heart? Oh, yeah. But it's the two of them actually. It's uh the one she is a mentor to. What was her name again? You ain't gotta catch a scoop like that. Nicole, yeah. Sorry, Chief. Why am I always telling ya? We're beasts. Scoop-eating animals. It's scoop or starve. No story, no glory. You gotta get fired up. Yes, sir. As expected of my mentor. They're here. It's those noisy reporters. Hey, they came here too. Come on, Mr. Edgeworth. Let's go talk to them. Good grief. If we must. If it ain't Mr. Edgeworth, so we meet again. Miss Swift, why are you here? You were set up as the suspect for the murder. Still, your involvement with the fake assassination plan remains a fact. You will have to submit to police questioning later. You should know that there is still a possibility you may be charged with some crime. For some reason, my questioning was stopped all of a sudden. After a while, they just let me out and told me I could go home scot-free. It must be some kind of message saying I need to keep on doing my best out there, I reckon. Well, they did give me a pretty stern warning not to reveal anything about the case. In the official statement released to the public about the assassination attempt, Miss Swift was not involved. That must have been the reason why they let her go. But Mr. Edgeworth, attempting to silence Nicole like this is like trying to plug a leaky dam with your bare hands. She was quick to say something so harsh. I quickly put together the full details of everything I knew about the case. Sprinkled in some of my own dramatizations and brought the article into a publisher. But for some reason, I haven't gotten any replies yet. Were they pressured to keep quiet, or were her dramatizations simply too much? Both are probable, so I'm not sure which is true. Both are very likely. What information were you trying to collect here at the Grand Tower? Mr. Edgeworth, you still don't get it, do ya? If you want to ask a reporter a question, you gotta give her something first. Do you mean information that can be used in an article? Bingo! Give me some info that'll make for a good article. If you ain't got something like that, I guess we won't be talking. I also need some information about John. Let's show her that piece of evidence and try asking her about him. The photo? Where is it? This one? Have you seen this kid? Yeah. Miss Swift, I'm sorry about this photo. You ain't gotta say it. I know exactly what's going on. What do you mean? You're searching for him, ain't ya? That boy. What? Things are still pretty tough for you, I see. Miles Edgeworth, the man of crime. I did it, Rudy, man. I took a bath, and it only took 2 hours and a half. Hello, Jeff. Well, congrats, I guess. Miles Edgeworth, the man of crime. Wherever he goes, dead bodies are sure to follow. Or something like that. That's a terrible reputation to have. Why would who would have thought this time there would be a kidnapping incident? How does she know about that? Did she witness something? How'd you know that? Shh. Could you keep it down a little? This material is top secret. I ain't even told my mentor about it yet. Y'all gotta keep it a secret from me. If she finds out, I'll be a goner. Why do you know? Judge Courtney should have only told us. I ain't telling that to anyone, not even you, Mr. Prosecutor. It seems this reporter still hasn't learned her lesson. You can give me the stink eye all you want. I still ain't telling. Top secret material, you say? Do you know something about it? Truth is, I don't saw it myself. A boy being taken away by a couple of men in black. What? Where'd they go? That I don't know. They were too far away, so I lost sight of them. Darn it. But at least we know what the criminals looked like. Did they put him in the box that went missing, put it in the trunk of the taxi, and took the taxi. Because he said that he saw two men in black, and like didn't he drive them somewhere or something? Yes, a pair of men in black. We've now collected some testimony regarding the culprits. Miss Swift says she saw two men slip away with John. Furthermore, the taxi driver says he picked up two men in his taxi. They must be the same guys. It seems likely. However, there is still a problem. According to the taxi driver, the two men were alone. John wasn't with them. Yeah, but didn't they have any luggage maybe or something? It's still possible. I can't get it to work. Yeah, you're right. That is a problem. Could it be? Yeah, if he was put in a box. What if the kidnappers stole the box? Ah, you mean they... Exactly, they took it in order to carry John inside it. John's a tiny kid after all. Then the reason the taxi driver didn't see John was because it's likely it was put in the trunk as the kidnappers' luggage. Yeah, there we go, that's exactly what I thought. But why did they need to go through all the trouble of hiding him? Well, at first the kidnappers must have intended to abduct him without being seen. However, they didn't anticipate all the policemen in the plaza. Ah, I see. If they tried to just walk away with him, they would have been spotted. Just the mere presence of policemen would have been a sizable threat. I see. In that case, we've got to ask the taxi driver. Did the two men you told us about earlier have any luggage with them? Yeah, they stuffed a huge box in the trunk. And that's that. Those guys must be the kidnappers. Do you remember where you took them? Sounds to me like something serious has gone down here. If you'd like, I could take you to the same place I took them. Let's do it, Mr. Edgeworth. Yes, thank you for your help. No problemo, just leave it to me. And that's that. April 6. The taxi drove way too fast. I don't feel too good. Mr. Edgeworth, are you alright? Your face is really pale. I'm fine. The driver said they came to this house's garage. This must be where those two men brought the box. Ah, Mr. Edgeworth, look at the nameplate on the door. Nameplate? What, Blaze the Best? So this is the chairman's house. Does that mean the one who kidnapped John was Blaze the Best? Blaze should have already been arrested, though. The garage door is unlocked. You really do have a good eye for this sort of thing. Yeah, makes you wonder who's the thief. Wasn't that bike already seen in another case? Looks kinda familiar. Smells like motor oil. Maintaining that motorcycle must be Blaze's hobby. Excuse me, we're coming in. Gomen kudasai! Anybody home? Doing something like this, it's as if we're a couple of petty thieves. Shh, be quiet. Right now, we're great thieves. It reminds me of the bike that woman that was in a cameo in the other case the other day would have written, because she had a bike kinda like that one, I think. Have some self-awareness. She scolded me. Nobody's here. For now, it looks like we can get through this without being arrested. This isn't the time to be relieved. Now the real deal begins. Let's go look for treasure. We are looking for John, not treasure. Pair of gloves on the ground. Ah, the box. Well, I was trying to point at the gloves, but I guess it registered the box instead. This must be it. This is probably the box that Mr. Powers said had been stolen. So John was stashed in this box and then transported all the way here. Please, don't talk about people as if they are objects. However, if that's the case, there is also a possibility that John is still somewhere in this garage. Okay, let's go look for him. Her honor as a great thief and her assistant depend on it. Good grief. Yada yada. Ah, I found something good. These are... Death is written on them. These are mechanics gloves, and there seems to be the same kind of yellow stain on them as was on the body of the victim, the president. You wear them during vehicle maintenance or when you're working with machinery. They look really stained with motor oil, however they are also horribly stained with dirt. Could the gloves have gotten this dirty just from maintaining the bike? I don't really like Blaze, but these gloves are pretty cool. Do you think we could come up with some reason to take these with us? When you say it like that, it makes it hard for me to take them as evidence. Mechanics gloves, data jotted down by organizer. Tools? Or is it gonna register? Ah no, okay, actually I can't. There are large tools hanging on the wall such as a sledgehammer and a shovel. It's a lot bigger than the gavel Miss Courtney carries around. If I ever become a judge, I'd want my gavel to be this big. Swinging such a huge gavel in court would be intolerable. Please don't. Oh, then I'll just swing the shovel that's beneath it instead. That has no business being swung in court or elsewhere. Please don't. Reminds me of Shovel Knight. Actually, that might be the next game I play. Well, the final campaign of Shovel Knight. There's someone inside. Inside what? Is it John? John, we're coming to save you. Eh? This is... Sebastian! You're... Sebastian? What? Why? This is Blaze's house, right? That would mean... Yes, it should also be Sebastian's house. So then, why is he... Okay, go help him out. If it has to do with ropes, just leave it to Kay. Here I go. A little pull over here, and a quick tug over there. Are you alright, Sebastian? Who tied you up? He looks a little worse for wear. Why were you tied up in a place like this? How should I know? You guys don't know anything about me. It's because we don't know. That's why we're asking you, idiot. He's completely shut off his heart. Indeed. If it's come to this, I suppose I have no choice but to use that. The Magatama! No. He doesn't mean that, I guess. I hate to do this when he's in such a fragile state. It's like kicking a man who's down. Would it be alright? His mind might break if you corner him too much, you know? Yes, I am aware of that. I will try to be careful. Yada yada. I wonder how this will turn out. I've never held back against anyone before. After running out of the meeting room this morning, why would he be here of all places? You guys, you don't know how I feel. Ooh, 5? This is gonna take some effort. He's gone through a lot of shock. He must be on the verge of an emotional meltdown. It can't be helped. At times like this, I must quietly listen to what he has to say. There's gonna be a lot of wait and see. No one tells me anything. I'm always the only one being left out like an idiot. I should try to answer his questions as best I can. Considering how fragile he is, I won't have much time to spare. I'll need to ask about his true feelings and try to calm him down post-haste. Yeah, especially since time is of the essence, because there's a time limit on how much longer Courtney can prolong the trial of the warden of the prison. Patricia Rowland, yeah, there we go. Oh, I managed to remember her name. Logic chess, begin. You're a failure as a person. I doubt this is the right way to go about it. Could you please tell me what's on your mind? Yeah. Although it might have been funny to try the second one, that's kinda heartless, so no, let's not go there. I don't wanna. It's not like you'd listen to me anyways. Wait and see, I think. What's wrong? Normally, you'd be shouting objection right about now. Wait and see. You're serious? You're really gonna listen to what I have to say? I can understand the shock you went through after what happened with your father. It wasn't just Pops. This morning, I lost everything. Wait and see. Everything I have was given to me by Pops. Tell me, Mr. Edgeworth. Just what am I supposed to believe in? Believe in yourself. Yeah, no, don't believe in anything. If you can't believe in others, then at least believe in yourself. You'll need to gain experience on your own. But if you require wisdom, I can lend you a hand. Become my apprentice or something. Actually, is this what's gonna happen in the subsequent games in the series, maybe? He could become his assistant or something. His apprentice. Funny how we have Phoenix with his Magatamas and Apollo's keen sight, and then there is Hedgeworth's logic. Well, I can't remember. Was Logic Chess, was it in the first of the Ace Attorney Investigations game, actually? I don't recall. I don't think it was. Ever since I got locked up, I've been thinking. Am I too inculpable to be a prosecutor, huh? Incapable. Which one was it? I think... Well, yeah, there was Edgeworth's Logic, was in the first game, and I guess Logic Chess was added to this one, in particular. I believe it's incapable. I believe incapable is the word you are looking for. Judging your own ability is not an easy task. Sebastian, little by little, you are growing. Okay. Sebastian, would you tell me your side of the story? I was in the first one too, I can't recall honestly. He seems to have calmed down slightly. I'd like you to tell me everything you know about the kidnappers. Now then, tell me what you heard and saw. Why were you tied up in your own home? Of all places, yeah. That's what I'd like to know. I'm the victim here. How would I know? What? Wait and see? What do you remember? I was really scared being locked up alone, you know? Did your abductors happen to say anything to you? It's only this game, isn't it? Yeah, it seemed that way to me. Did your abductors happen to say anything to you? I don't really get it, but one of them said, "Don't blame us, blame the owner of this house." Isn't the owner Blaze the Best? The owner of this house, wouldn't that be Blaze the Best? Pops? I get it. Someone who hates Pops must have taken me hostage. No, considering the situations, that seems unlikely. The connection between Blaze and the kidnappers. This could be a useful clue. Who kidnapped you? Do you have any idea who the kidnapper could be? Of course I don't. If I did, I would have told you already. Let me try using that clue. A kidnapper can easily use his own home to hold someone captive. Sebastian, you were kidnapped by your own father. Actually, using someone else's house to hold a captive? This is something that Shelly the Killer has already done before. Because he held Maya in Matt Engard's home, if I remember correctly, wasn't it? I think it was his house. Matt Engard's in that other game. So the modus operandi would be the same one. It can't be. Was he going to kill me because I was a nuisance? Of course not. Probably not. Yeah, I feel for him too, yeah. I mean, well, he's still kind of an idiot, but, actually, you weren't there earlier, but it was mentioned that everything that he succeeded at to get to where he was up until then, it was his father putting the strings behind the scenes so that he would win contests. He got through his studies and and so on and so forth. So he never actually earned anything that he had up until now. That's why he is so incompetent. Yeah, but at least it's been confirmed earlier this afternoon when I was playing. He's dumb, but he's as cute as a puppy. I guess maybe I'll come around about him. About my opinion of him might change. I guess that the moment I found out who his father is, well, yeah, you could guess, I guess, yeah. If his son was found dead in his own garage, Blaze would be suspected immediately. I see. Then, why was I kidnapped? Kidnapping his own son. I'm pretty sure he wouldn't be after any ransom money. There must be some other reason why Blaze ordered the kidnapping. This could be a useful clue. Do you know the kidnapper's objective? It's the only one I haven't tried yet. What are you saying? What else would a kidnapper want besides a ransom? Let me try using that clue. Blaze had another objective. Kidnapping his own son in order to demand a ransom wouldn't make much sense. To stall the other the trial that's going on, maybe? Because if he has the evidence and he can't be found, then a guilty verdict cannot be passed for Patricia Rowland, I guess. Maybe he wants her to remain as warden of the prison so that he can use his influence to maybe escape or maybe get an easier sentence while he's in jail, maybe? To blow off some steam. Did you notice anything strange when you got kidnapped? Oh, as soon as I answered their question, they just took me away. What did they ask you? You sure didn't put up much of a fight, was the other proposition. They asked you a question. Tell me what they asked you. Don't glare at me like that. I think they asked me, do you know Courtney? I see. The pieces of the puzzle are starting to fall into place. Blaze. And the kidnappers did not intend to kidnap you. Their objective was John Marsh. They were planning to kidnap Judge Courtney's son, in order to have Patricia Rowland declared not guilty. Justine has a son, and Warden Rowland gets declared not guilty. So John Marsh might actually have never been kidnapped at all. And the people who were supposed to kidnap John Marsh were actually just incompetent? Is that possible? I suspect the kidnappers mistook you for John Marsh. All of this was just a mistake? Wait, maybe that's why back then. Did you just remember something? No, it's nothing. I'm useless anyways. Just leave me alone already. This is bad. He might be at his emotional limit. I must get him to tell me what he remembered and try to calm him down as well. Based on how distressed Sebastian looks right now. Pet him. It must have been quite traumatic. I'll need to help him get back on his feet. What did you remember? Just now. I didn't remember anything about that guy. About Blaze? About me. Would that guy happen to be Blaze? Darn it! Oh, I've always been on Sebastian's side, even if he was annoying in the first few cases. It's so cute how he wears his feelings on his sleeve, and then when you see the last case where we meet his father, you realize how pitiful he is. Yeah, well, I guess I was feeling differently before because I didn't know where this was going. But you knew, obviously, because you've seen the game before, yeah. But I couldn't know. I've been wanting to ask you, why did you become a prosecutor? What does it matter? I'm not fit to be a prosecutor anyways. It fits me quite well. You don't fit at all. Wait and see. Yeah, wait and see. Say something. You must have some reason for choosing this path, right? No, it's not like that. It wasn't anything special. I became a prosecutor for a really insignificant reason. I'm just gonna wait. It was just a personal reason. Heh. Just like you, I too became a prosecutor for a personal reason. Huh? Is that true? But you're a really successful prosecutor. I'm sure that Pops, the PIC chairman, would have been more proud of you than me. You wanted your father's approval, didn't you? I see, so you wanted your father's approval. Oh, I thought that if I became the best prosecutor, he'd be proud of me. That's why I just wanted to help out Pops as much as I could. Would you happen to be protecting your father? Oh, I don't have any reason to protect someone like him. Didn't you hate your father? Didn't you want to help your father? Didn't you want to help him? Didn't you want to help out your father as much as you could? Just once. I only wanted to be useful to Pops just this once. That way, I could help him regain his repetition. I think you mean reputation. You seem to be mixing up your words again. The word you're looking for is reputation. No one's ever told me that before. Your father, who has strayed from his path, continues to add to his crimes. Even knowing that, do you truly want things to stay the way they are? But in that case, just what am I supposed to do? You triumph over your father, who has treated you like a fool. You must stop Blaze before he commits another crime. I never thought of it that way. I want to triumph over Pops. Somehow, it seems he has calmed down once again. That's good. That was my chance to ask him about Blaze's secret. I will give Sebastian the courage to stand up to his father. Talk or I'll charge you as an accomplice. What's Blaze and Patricia's connection? I'm sorry, I don't really know. Every tiny bit helps. Can you remember anything at all? I think sometimes they would interact with each other during work. I like how at the beginning it is Edgeworth and the boys versus the highest rank legal organ, which is corrupted to the bone, and while you can only act within the limits that the said corrupt organ, the PIC, you go and solve cases while they keep trying to hinder you, but you persist and actually bring them to justice under the overwhelming situations. Yeah, it's a cool kind of a comeback kind of situation, yeah. Yes, Sebastian, let Edgeworth become your new father instead. Kinda. Was there something else? But, is there something else on your mind? Apparently Pops is the one who recommended Roland to be the warden. Oh, was there a reason for Blaze to recommend her? Probably because, unlike me, Pops actually cares about her. This is not the time to be jealous. I guess nobody likes you at all. No, wait and see, probably. It's probably wait and see. Ah, no, please don't die on me again, stream. Please. I already got disconnected earlier. Okay, seems to be back to normal. Well, Pops has known her since he first became the chief prosecutor after all. What was he like when he was the chief prosecutor? Oh, Pops was amazing. and not only destroy them, but also solve the disorder that they left behind, such as the emotionally broken Sebastian. Yeah, I think it's all gonna come to a pretty well thought out conclusion maybe in the end. With no loose ends, hopefully. Pops was amazing. It looked over every single piece of evidence that went through the prosecutor's office. He looked over every single piece of evidence. This could be a major clue. Where is the evidence of the trial? It seems that the evidence regarding Patricia Rowland never made it to the trial. It's the duty of a prosecutor to watch over the evidence. Did you take care of it properly? That's not it. Just listen to what I have to say. A very satisfying, no loose ends, everything fixed conclusion. Yeah. I thought I would keep it in the safest place I knew. What have I done? Where Ray finally gets his hug. Maybe. Actually, that's not impossible. He seems to have become unsettled again. From Granny. Now that would be funny. I suppose I should lend him a hand. The place you thought would be the safest, would that have been in Blaze the Best's hands? He told me that it would be safer if he took care of the evidence. I'm sorry, but he has betrayed your trust in the worst way possible. Pops, why would he want to hide the evidence? To make you a laughingstock, to leave the trial undecided. Yeah, not to make you look like an idiot. Blaze's objective was to have Warden Rowland found not guilty by obscuring the truth. Sebastian, you were used by your father. It's possible that Blaze the Best has the evidence with him. Furthermore, we still have no idea where John is. I must return to my investigation post-haste. However, this is all my fault. What am I gonna do now? Seeing him like this, I can't just leave him be. He is still suffering in the gap between his ideal and reality. He will never move on until he figures out how to live his own life. Sebastian is about to face his greatest trial. Perhaps this is fate. I shall give him the push forward that he needs. Will you continue to ignore the truth, just like your father? Please, stop it already. I don't want your putty. Just leave me alone. I want to be Sebastian's friends and help him. I feel you, yeah. Wait and see. Oh, and now you're ignoring me. Well, I didn't pick the right thing, it seems, this time. You just came to laugh at me, didn't you? Calm down. It seems I waited a little too long. Okay. Never mind. Okay. Even so, he's someone that cries easily. Whether he's feeling down or he's losing his temper, he'll be crying either way, so I won't be able to tell the difference. I should try reading the emotion in what he's saying. Yeah. That's what I didn't do. I want to adopt him. Come on, stream. What's up now? Okay, it's back to normal, I hope. Please, stop it already. I don't want your putty. I believe you mean pity. I believe pity is the word you're looking for. Stop making fun of the way he talks after. Damn it. I also have my own reasons for wanting to speak with you. There was a time when I too did not see the truth and continued to run away from it. However, thanks to a certain friend, I was able to realize my mistake. That's nice. You're lucky, Mr. Edgeworth. I don't have anyone like that. I'll show you the way. Yeah, I'll show you the way. If you have the courage to stand up, I will show you the way. What? Only if you have the will for it, though. I don't want to be like Pops. So he wants to surpass his own father. I understand his feelings clearly now. Will you continue to be a prosecutor? Do you still intend to continue as a prosecutor? I don't really know. It's not like I became a prosecutor on my own. Because of that, do I even have the right to continue being a prosecutor? Decide that for yourself. Yeah, decide that for yourself, I guess. Whether or not you continue as a prosecutor is something you must decide for yourself. Only you can determine your path in life. I don't want to stop being a prosecutor, because if I give up now, I know I'm gonna regret it for the rest of my life. Well, maybe you could learn a thing or two from him, Miles. While it may feel like you're making fun of the way he is talking, he greatly appreciates Edgeworth correcting him. Someone cares enough to actually correct him. I guess, yeah, it's not wrong, yeah. Sebastian says that he wants to surpass his father and continue to be a prosecutor. In other words, he wants to be a different prosecutor from his father. It's the first answer he's arrived at on his own. I'm sure if he has the will, he'll find his way. What are you going to do now? Yeah, what do you plan to do from here on? First, I'm returning this red jacket. I'm not fit to wear it. Clothes fake the man. I think that's what Pops used to say. He knew all along I was a fake. It's clothes make the man. Haven't you seen his reactions when he gets corrected? Yeah, I guess, yeah, it makes sense. It's not fake. The saying is clothes make the man. You are what you wear. Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. I've learned something new yet again. Yes, all you have to do now is become a prosecutor who is fit to wear that jacket. Yeah, I'll do my best. That way, no one will ever make fun of me again. You're getting too full of yourself. You'll always be made fun of. Ah, come on. No, wait and see, because I think the other two, none of them would be cool. But how can I get people to accept me? What do? I don't know what to do. For goodness sake, don't you remember your own words? Perhaps his own will can show him the way. You don't want to be like your father. As a prosecutor, didn't you want to walk a different path from your father? Certainly, the path you have chosen is not an easy one. Nevertheless, you still chose to live as a prosecutor. In that case, it should be clear to you what you need to do. I still question how I live my life to this day, but you, Sebastian, have found your own answer. So believe in yourself, prosecutor the best. Edgeworth isn't even trying to be nice by correcting him, but for Sebastian it means a lot. Yeah. I mean, yeah, he's not exactly trying hard to be nice, but it's still what he needs to hear, though. He was mistaken for John and kidnapped by Blaze's underlings. And after his father stole his evidence, he lost his confidence as a prosecutor. The emotions he is going through must be more painful than anything I could imagine. Where's John, though? It's taken longer than I thought, but with that, it's checkmate. So the bike did not belong to who I thought then, after all. Darn it! He dashed out of here at full speed. It seems if there is one thing he's the best at, it's running away. That's kinda mean. But anyway. Outside Grand Tower, Tower Plaza. Curses, we're running out of time. We should check in with Mr. Shields. Well, we do know now that they have no reason to rush the end of the trial since it's not John that got abducted, at least as far as we know. I'd also like to know what the situation is like on their end. But Mr. The Best ran off again. We'll just give them the new information we discovered. Francisco will take his place. I wonder if that's going to be enough. It can't be helped. Since he ran away, there's nothing more we can do. I guess I'll just say it again. If there's no murder weapon, you can't prove the defendant is guilty. Just because we don't have the murder weapon doesn't mean the defendant is innocent. It seems you wish to taste the sting of my whip. Ah! Mr. Attorney, this trial, how much longer will it take? Because it feels like it hasn't gone anywhere at all for a good while now. Well, sorry, but that stubborn prosecutor over there just doesn't seem to understand. Until I am satisfied. This whip will lash out at you as many times as I see fit. By now, she's probably whipped me once for every year I've been alive. Miles, what's taking you so long? Even though we're just stalling for time, Uncle Ray can't keep this up much longer. Oops, excuse me, phone call. Mind if I take this? I will allow it. Edgy poo. Mr. Shields. Oh, Miles, it's you. How's it going over there? We found Sebastian. Oh, and the knife and chisel? It seems he handed the evidence over to Blaze the Best. It's very likely that Blaze knows the whereabouts of the murder weapon. Ex-chairman the Best, but why would Blaze... That I don't know yet. However, there may be some hidden connection between them. Patricia Rowland and Blaze. Gotcha. In that case, I'll issue a subpoena for Blaze the Best right away. I'll grill him personally. I will continue to search for the missing evidence, and for John as well. Try to hurry it up, would ya? We're at our wits' ends over here. It feels like the verdict could be handed down at any moment. Understood. How much longer can Judge Courtney's heart hold out? I know she's in a lot of pain. I've got to hurry. So how's the trial going? Blaze will be taking the stand. I don't know how things will turn out, though. He'll do anything from hiding evidence to kidnapping. He really is nothing but trouble. I agree. We should probably take another look at the evidence concerning him. Okay, leave it to me. First, here's the latest evidence fresh from the scene. They're the gloves from earlier, although I am certainly curious about them. Anything else? The case files from the IS-7 incident. If I recall, Blaze was also involved in this, right? Indeed. He was involved in destroying the evidence. For now, let's keep this on hand. Now then, is there anything else? Of course, last but not least, we've got this. This is the Yatarasu's badge. The Yatarasu's badge. Okay. I'm talking about things related to Blaze. Please be serious. But aren't you always going around presenting random evidence to Mr. Edgeworth? No. Well, that's... isn't that Sebastian? What are you doing here? Wah! He ignored us. He came out of the Grand Tower. What was he doing in there? Let's go investigate what Mr. The Best was up to. Yes, let us go. The hatch is open. It might be Mr. The Best who opened it. Did Sebastian come in here? Mr. Edgeworth, over there! The safe's open. Did he come here to open that? Let's examine it thoroughly. There's something inside the safe. Some of the evidence from the president's attempted murder? Is it? Or no? No, that's from Knightley's murder. There's something inside the safe. Let's go ahead and have a look. There are some documents in here. It's just a bunch of papers and, You're going to your grandma's place to eat dinner? Okay. I'll still be here for about, 50 minutes tops, I think. Or until I'm done with this chapter, because I would not have time to do another one after this one. And this one has been going for a long time already, so I kind of expect this one to be over, well, soon anyway. But yeah, hope you have a nice dinner. Huh? That's Mr. Knightley. Horace Knightley, the president's bodyguard. Why is this picture here, and what are all of these papers for? Yeah, okie dokie, Jeff. If you can't make it back, then see you next time. Which should be tomorrow, I suppose. I don't know, we will have to read the documents to find out. I'm all but certain there is a connection between Knightley and Dogen, Dogen's chess partner, whose identity remained unknown until now. Was actually Knightley all along. That is proof enough. Tomorrow I shall interrogate him in the warden's office. I'll get him to confess that he's one of Dogen's henchmen. That thing you laid to rest near the flower bed 12 years ago. You simply must retrieve it. This seems to be a report about Knightley. Not to mention, it was apparently written before Knightley was killed. Yeah, see ya. Horace Knightley was murdered while he was being interrogated in the warden's office. Judging from the contents, this document was probably written by Patricia Rowland. I knew it. The question, however, is who this report was addressed to. The owner of this safe is the conductor, Blaze the Best. So this proves that Miss Rowland and Blaze are connected. Indeed, however, it's not just the two of them. Huh? Blaze the Best and Patricia Rowland were searching for Dogen's henchmen. Saran Dogen, that dog-loving assassin. This means that there is a hidden connection between the three of them. I wonder what it could be. I don't know, but it must be related to this case. What else? There's some other stuff in there that I remember seeing. There's something on his finger. Let's have a closer look. The ring? Oh, it looks like an expensive ring. Don't steal it. What? I didn't do anything yet. It's Horace Knightley's. The chessboard and the ring. All of his possessions are inside the safe. So basically, all of this stuff is evidence from the prison case. Correct. Then the knife and chisel that vanished might be in here too. Let's see, Mr. Knife, Mr. Chisel. They are not in there. I guess this is all just Mr. Knightley's stuff. I see. That's too bad. Horace Knightley is dead. Edgeworth! This game isn't over yet, you hear me? Aye. However, the game is not over yet. Unless I can see it through to its end. Knightley's mementos, data jotted down in my organizer. Okay. Should I leave? Young lady, good sir, might I interest you in some cotton candy? This guy. There is also ice cream, if that is what you prefer. You. Shelley the Killer. It's good to see you are well, Mr. Edgeworth. What are you doing in a place like this? As you can see, I am selling cotton candy. Would you care for some heavenly cotton candy? Even sweeter than death. One bite will send you straight to heaven. That's definitely not something I want to buy from the killer. The meaning of my message, have you understood it? Yeah, on the radio. I congratulate you on resolving the case, however, can you truly say in good conscience that it has been solved? Yeah, the mastermind. Who is it? If you've been spying on us this whole time. Spying? Heavens no. I was simply watching over you. While disguised as a cotton candy salesman. Isn't that the exact same thing? What is this man's objective? Were you the one who murdered the president? No, the contract with my client has already expired. President Huang is a bit of a celebrity in the world of assassins, you see. Over the years, many attempts on his life were made, and yet he stubbornly still lives. He is a robust man, surrounded by flawless security. He even employs body doubles. Robust? That president? Rotund seems more apt. However, it seems this time the president's security wasn't exactly flawless. Mr. Rook had only just prevented your previous assassination, but this time, I did not kill him. It is not my principle to kill needlessly. I am also grateful to Rook, a worthy adversary who was connected to me by fate. Thanks to that man, I did not kill a target who had no value to be killed. Thanks to Rook preventing the assassination, what does he mean? My client deliberately gave me a false target. It was a betrayal most foul. Yeah, so this client is the mastermind. And that's why he was giving us a hint to that effect, because he doesn't like to be betrayed. Oh, and now it's searching for my client. In all likelihood, it is the same person you are looking for. Is he saying that his client murdered the president? Just who is this person you are referring to? I myself am not allowed to say. It would be a violation of the rules. I cannot disclose the identity of my clients. For to do so would create a problem of trust with my other clients. This is precisely why I am personally searching for them myself. What are you going to do when you find your client? Of course, they shall be rewarded with a punishment most befitting of a traitor. What? That person? What will happen to them? I will leave that up to your imagination. It certainly won't be anything pleasant. Oh yes, I will tell you just one more thing. 3 days ago, Saran Dogan escaped from prison. What? He did? His cell was found vacant? It was almost as if he knew I would come pay him a visit. He visited Dogan's cell. Could it be that the person the killer is searching for is... Well then, if you'll excuse me, I must get going. Let us both do our best in tracking down that person. So, the killer and Dogan, these two assassins. The sound is... Is that someone's theme song? Mr. Edgeworth! Ah no, it's a ringtone, okay. Judge Courtney's cell phone is ringing. Could it be John? Mr. Edgeworth, how are you doing? It sounds like they're using a voice changer. Who is this? Someone you've been searching for. The one in the red hood. The red hood? Are you the person who ambushed Kay? Brilliant deduction. I'd expect no less from a prodigy prosecutor such as yourself. Mr. Edgeworth, I want to listen in on this too. Very well, I'll put it on speaker. Well, I must say that I didn't expect the girl to get amnesia. Hey, what's that supposed to mean? But that's not all, you see. You see? It did say you see. Perhaps I should let you in on this, Mr. Edgeworth. Actually, I was the one who ordered Blaze the Best to kill Jill Crane. Ah, okay, so maybe it's not Blaze the Best then. This must be the person the killer spoke of. I really should thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. You have no reason to thank me. Oh, you haven't noticed? My, that's troublesome, you know. I wanted you to catch Blaze for me. He said you know, and he said you see. So I took dear little Kay. If Kay was suspected, I knew you would investigate the case. And I was sure that the great Miles Edgeworth would be able to catch Blaze. It was all according to my plan. And you know, I get the feeling that you have the wrong idea, so let me clear something up. Blaze the Best wasn't the one who kidnapped Miss Courtney's son. You, why do you know about the kidnapping? You and Miss Courtney are really quite alike, you know? She even came to visit you in the detention center and got all friendly with you. How could this person know something like that? Judge Courtney was suspected to have visited me using the detective's name. I bet you're wondering how I knew about the kidnapping, right? It's quite simple, really. It's because darling little John is in my care right now. You seem surprised. If only I could see the look on your faces. Quickly, little K. You have to hurry and steal him back. You wouldn't want to tarnish the Yatakarasu's name on your first job, would you? You even know it's my first job. Why does this person know everything in so much detail? Well, I suppose I can't blame you for your mistake. It seems Blaze was after John as well, you see. So there were 2 kidnappings. He's such a fool, you know? It's Blaze himself, isn't he? Isn't it? Kidnapping his own son instead. Is John there with you? If he is, then I would like to hear his voice. He's here, but I'm afraid I can't do that. You see, he's asleep right now. In that case, there's no way for us to know if you really kidnapped John or not. I suppose you don't have to believe me if you don't want to. Yeah, but still, he speaks exactly like him. What is your objective? Is it to get Patricia Rowland declared not guilty? A not guilty verdict, hey. I couldn't care less about that. So his objective is different from Blaze's. I think I'll keep my objective a secret for now. I must be going. Hope you enjoy yourself, Mr. Edgeworth. Don't think you can get away with this. Then come and get me. I'll be looking forward to it. That is, if you can bring me to justice, but I highly doubt that. Who in the world was that? I don't know. We don't have enough information. Darn it, we're completely useless. Meanwhile, they seem to know everything about us. Okay, you're right. Thinking about it is strange. How does the culprit know so much about us? It's so weird. I mean, they even know about the kidnapping. We must figure out how the culprit was able to obtain that information. I must recall. What exactly did that person know? Yeah, she even came to visit you in the detention center and you got all friendly with you. You wouldn't want to tarnish Yatakarasu's name on your first job, would you? You even know it's my first job. You seem surprised. If only I could see the look on your faces. That's it, by analyzing our conversation with the culprit. I figured it out, Kay. I know the source of this person's information. What, really? In all likelihood, this person probably has been tailing us, has been taking photos of us, has planted the bug on us. I believe it is highly likely that we have been bugged. Bugged? If you recall what that person said. You seem surprised. If only I could see the look on your faces. If they couldn't see our faces, that means they weren't taking our pictures or following us. Then they must have planted a bug somewhere. Could it be in my stuff? Was there anything they could have had a chance to bug? I have an idea. There must be a hint somewhere in our conversation just now. That's right. The person knew something they shouldn't have. The conversation between Judge Courtney and myself in the visitor's room. Please have a seat. The only evidence I had with me at that time was the badge.
Take that!
Okay, may I see your badge? My Yatakarasu's badge? No way! Why not? Mr. Edgeworth, just because you became a great thief, a great thief's assistant, doesn't mean you're ready to wear this badge yet. That's not it. It's very likely that a bug was planted in it. What? In my badge? Let's take a closer look. This is... It seems I was right. Takarasa's badge data updated in my organizer. And you just mentioned out loud that you know about the bug. What do you think is gonna do, that other guy? How did you know? The person had been in contact with you. You mean when I was knocked unconscious? Yes, that's why I thought one of your possessions might have been bugged. However, that person also overheard my conversation with Judge Courtney. Even though that conversation took place in the visitor's room with just the two of us. So you were holding on to it at that time? Exactly. All the other evidence had been taken away from me. Only the Yatakarasu's badge remained with me. So this creep's been listening in on us the whole time. Indeed. That must be how they knew about the information we collected. Does that mean they're also listening in on this conversation? Probably. Yeah, most likely. Hey, Buster. Okay. Eavesdropping is for cowards. Why don't you come out here and fight us fair and square? What happened? What was that sound just now? Ow! That's Nicole. Honestly, y'all scared the bejesus out of me. Your voice was so loud there, little missy. I was so surprised I done fell flat on my behind. I'm sorry. What were you getting so riled up for? You gotta hear this. It really grinds my gears. Okay, please just leave it at that. Unless you want to make tomorrow morning's headlines. That was close. Oh, shucks. Don't be such a stick in the mud. What's wrong with letting Gal open her heart and spill the beans? For now, I'll turn the bug off. Bug data jotted down in my organizer. Yeah, there we go. So, did you find the kidnappers? Miss Swift, was the boy you saw being kidnapped? This boy in the photo. Nope, they ain't nothing alike. He had a more stupid looking face and was wearing a colored school uniform. I thought so. Yet again, we were led astray by this woman's testimony. We will have to conduct our investigation all over again. So we're back where we started. Are there any new leads? There's only 20 minutes left until 2 o'clock. Will we be able to make it in time? Mr. Edgeworth! Mr. Edgeworth! About that phone call just now. Wasn't there a strange sound at the end? A strange sound. Don't think you can get away with this. Then come and get me. I'll be looking forward to it. That is, if you can bring me to justice, but I highly doubt that. Now that you mention it, it sounded like an explosion. Might be a hint to our culprit's whereabouts. I see, I see. The sound of an explosion, eh? I would appreciate it if you stopped eavesdropping on us. Mr. Prosecutor, yeah, stingy as ever. First, let's see what she has to say. All my hard work's helped move the case forward. I reckon it's all in a good day's work. I'm not so sure about that. We've been chasing after an entirely different person. Indeed, it seems she did not properly examine the photo earlier. What now? Was my photo really that bad? My info. No, some of the blame also falls on us for relying on a dubious information source. It's time for us to regroup and start over. Could you hold on a sec? If you think I'm staying quiet after being called a dubious source, you got another thing coming. Fine then. Guess I'll just have to tell you about the scoop I've been saving. You've been saving a scoop? Although I'm not expecting much, let's hear it. What is this scoop of yours? It's Moodzilla. I have decisive evidence that the mighty Moodzilla exists. Okay, let's go, Kay. Hold up, I'm being serious. You all might not believe it, but it's true. We don't have much time, but I guess there's no other way. Would this decisive evidence of yours be something you recorded on that tape recorder? That's Mr. Edgeworth for ya. You're good at figuring things out, aren't ya? It's the sound of Moodzilla spewing out fire. This place nearly became a sea of flames. If you say so. Don't make that face. If you think I'm lying, then have a listen for yourself. Ready? Here comes the flame. Grr. How was that? It's hard to tell over you shouting, but if you say so, I guess they could be flames. Miss Swift, did you truly witness these so-called flames? Well, to tell you the truth, I didn't really see it with my own two eyes. On account of, I wasn't actually there at the time. If Moodzilla had appeared, wouldn't you have noticed no matter where you were? Well, I was a ways off and was using a slightly unusual recording method then, Could you explain to me this recording method in more detail? Guess I just dug my own grave. A recording method. Truth is, I was aiming for a scoop, so I did me some wireless wiretapping. Wait a minute, wireless wiretapping? If there's no wires, how do you tap them? Okay, please don't concern yourself with the semantics. She was simply intercepting wireless communications and listening in without permission. I've been spending the last few days scoping out the Grand Tower with my mentor, so you were investigating the black market auctions. In that case, you naturally would have tapped the immediate area surrounding the Grand Tower. You betcha, but right then and there I hear an ear-shattering roar. Finally, Moodzilla appears, my heart is pounding. I feel him drawing near. So everything except the sound is just her own personal impressions, right? In the end, it seems that you didn't actually see anything. Well, I reckon writing's more my thing. Anyways, as I continued tuning into the situation, Little Miss K over there almost shatters my eardrums. Eavesdropping is for cowards. Why don't you come out here and fight us fair and square? Was she listening in on to what the bug was, getting? What was that sound just now? I see, Miss Swift. While you were eavesdropping, you were surprised by Kay's voice and fell over. In other words, you did not hear her voice directly. You heard it via the radio waves emitted by the bug, did you not? What? Then does that mean the one who planted the bug on me was... I was just eavesdropping, I'd never stooped to bugging nobody. Miss Swift, do you mind if we borrow that tape for a while? Huh? Just do what you please already. Nicole's tape recorder data jotted down in my organizer. Mr. Edgeworth! Mr. Keys, Miss Barry. Did you find him? Not yet. Just where could John be? John? No, it's nothing. Don't worry about it. They don't know anything about the kidnapping. Regarding Sebastian, we found him not too long ago. Really? That's great. Thank you so much. Now I won't be arrested again. Scruffy! Gummy, why are you running away? Detective Gumshoe. When Mr. Edgeworth gave up his prosecutor's badge, I just didn't know what to do. Detective Gumshoe, don't follow me. And then I began to think, if Mr. Edgeworth isn't the prosecutor anymore, does that mean I'm no longer a detective? But that's not true. Even without Mr. Edgeworth, I'm still a detective, and investigating is my job. Detectives don't investigate just for the sake of the prosecutors, pal. That's why, even if I'm on my own, I won't stop investigating. So you've been investigating by yourself? Then perhaps at that time, you should thank your former subordinate. He gave me some valuable information which may save Kay Faraday. Detective Gumshoe did. So Jill Crane's autopsy report. I went to the detention center to see how Kay was doing. That's when I heard. When you get to where I am, you can just create your own truth. Anything, anytime you want. Kay Faraday is the culprit. That was a truth that I simply manufactured out of thin air. Good, very good. That face, that expression. You heard that conversation? That's right, and that's why I looked over the evidence again myself, sir. Gummy, that's amazing, so it was you who saved me. Kay, I'm really glad you got your memories back. Thank you. Do you get it now? I can investigate on my own. Gummy, don't run away! You've already proven that you can investigate on your own. After all, you saved me. Detective, I need your help. Currently, I'm not a prosecutor, nor am I much of anything else. Even so, I will pursue this case. I ask you not as a prosecutor, but as a friend. Detective Gumshoe, will you help us? Oh, please cut it out, sir. Gummy! Okay, I get it. I get it, pal. I can't bear to see Mr. Edgeworth bowing his head to me like this. Gummy. Thank you, detective. What do you want me to do, sir? Detective Gumshoe, please tell me what you found in your investigation so far. Roger, leave it to me, sir. I have 3 things to report. First up is about case clothes that were sent to the crime lab. Traces of an extremely powerful sleeping drug called Sleepy Z's were found on him. So that means after Kay was drugged at Gourd Lake, she was brought to the roof of the Grand Tower. That's right, sir. Now for item number 2. The footage from the security camera at the Grand Tower's elevator. Yeah, that footage. The elevator is generally the only way to get to the rooftop, and if the elevator was used, the person who used it would be caught on camera. Okay. In other words, if you look over the footage from a couple of days ago, you should be able to see an unconscious Kay being carried up to the roof. Then Gummy, does that mean you checked out all of the footage from before the accident 2 days ago on fast forward? I see, and the results? Well, actually, nothing came up, sir. Kay never showed up on the tape at all. Unexpected. I guess it won't be easy. How was Kay brought up to the roof of the tower? I should take a moment to carefully consider the possibilities. Well then, let's hear your third and final report. Yes, sir. Last but not least, the most important thing to report. I'm so happy to be able to investigate with you again, Mr. Edgeworth. I'm gonna give it my all to arrest the culprit, that is all, sir. I apologize for putting you through so much, Detective Gumshoe. However, that was your most important report. It had nothing to do with the case at all. I would have preferred something that's actually useful. That merciless attitude, that's the Mr. Edgeworth I know, sir. A young boy has been kidnapped. I want you to help us search for him. Kidnapping, sir? The victim is a boy by the name of John Marsh. Ah, that kid with the horns. Yes, do you know about him? I saw that boy myself, sir. What was that this morning? That's right, he came out of that trailer over there and then he walked towards the garbage pickup area. Garbage pickup area. It's right over there, pal. That's where all the trash from the Grand Tower's offices is collected. I don't know what happened after that, since I left the place around then. It seems we must investigate the garbage pickup area. This one? Gummy said John headed towards the garbage pickup area. Indeed, there might be some traces of him left behind. Okay, let's poke all the grannies. Is that milk? This milk carton is. It's the one John was drinking out of. There's no mistake. Something must have happened to John here. The garbage pickup time is at 11 AM, so that's why there's no trash. When I looked here earlier, the place was overflowing with garbage, sir. Looks like today is the day when bulk waste is collected during the garbage pickup. There really were a lot of bulky items placed here, pal. The garbage truck's compactor can crush any kind of garbage to dust. No, it seems in the case of bulk waste, it is transported as is, without being crushed. Why do you know about how bulk waste is disposed of, Mr. Edgeworth? Maybe Mr. Shields, in order to accomplish his Mr. Edgeworth acquisition plan, sent him something like a moving process instructional brochure. There are times when you're so sharp it's scary, although there are few and far between. Combined with Detective Gumshoe's testimony, the chances are high that John was attacked at the garbage pickup area. If it was here, there wouldn't be any witnesses. But why would John have come to a place like this? It would be natural to think that he came here to throw something away. We have no way of knowing since the garbage truck has already collected everything. The only vehicles that came through the plaza this morning were the taxi and the blue truck. And Mr. The Best was kidnapped in that taxi. Yes, meanwhile, John was attacked in the garbage pickup area. And the garbage was collected from there at 11 AM. Yeah, it was parked in front of the door as well. I've got it, sir. That blue truck was actually... That's right. The blue truck that came through the plaza was a garbage truck. However, be that as it may, the officer who gave us this information made no mention that the blue truck was a garbage truck. Talk about careless. How could someone mistake a garbage truck for a normal truck? That's not it, Kay. Today was the day for the collection of bulk waste. I suspect it was a standard truck without a trash compactor that came by to collect the trash. John was taken away by this garbage truck. And where do garbage trucks go? The dump, of course, yeah. Hold up, the culprit was disguised as a garbage collector, right? Then the truck was probably fake too. How do we know they really went to the dump? No, the garbage truck should have been real. What's that? That will be made clear if you simply take a look at the garbage pickup area. What, the lock? The garbage pickup area is locked. Only a real garbage collector could have unlocked it to collect the trash. Precisely, we should assume that a genuine garbage truck was used. For example, the kidnapper could have put John into a large cardboard box. If the box was mixed in with the rest of the bulk waste, the garbage collector would have carried John away without even knowing it. Exactly, the culprit would have then lied in wait at the garbage dump. And if they said I threw it away by mistake, the box would be returned to them. Any garbage dumps nearby? At Sunshine Coliseum, we've been there before. Let's see. There's 2 of them. So, which garbage dump was he taken to? Could there be a hint in any of the information I hold? As expected of Mr. Edgeworth, how did you... Oh, okay, never mind. Naturally, it was all thanks to his powers of logic and reasoning. Actually, it was just a coincidence. I guess we weren't any help at all, were we? Don't be silly, of course you helped. Really, thanks a lot. Where were you guys searching, Simon? It was a bit far off, but we searched around the Sunshine Coliseum. The Sunshine Coliseum, so they were by the shore. There were a lot of people at the event there, so I thought he might have gone as well. An event? Sounds like fun. Is it the festival? I want to go too. It was a lot of fun. There were food stands, fireworks, and much more. So basically, we're having fun instead of looking for him. Simon got worn out by all the people in the crowd pretty quickly, though. You didn't have to tell them that. It's settled. Once we wrap up this case, let's all go there. Event at the Coliseum. Circus show. At any rate, I'm glad you were able to find him so quickly. Why is that? The truth is, our circus show is about to start soon, so I don't think we would have been able to help out with the search much longer. Sorry to burden you with this when you also needed to prepare for your performance. No, it's okay. Please don't worry about it. After all, I also didn't want to get arrested again. I'm so relieved you were able to find him, Mr. Edgeworth. Yeah, but the warden still hasn't been declared guilty yet. What? So you're saying there's still a chance I might be arrested? No way. Okay, please don't tease him. Fireworks, you say? Mr. Keys, didn't you say that there were fireworks at the Coliseum earlier? What about them? Were those fireworks set off during the day? Yeah, even just while we were there, a bunch of them were set off. What is it, Mr. Edgeworth? That explosion sound we heard at the end of the kidnapper's phone call. Could very well have been the fireworks. Don't think you can get away with this. Then come and get me. I'll be looking forward to it. Let's have a look at the map now. Which dump is the closest to the Coliseum? For the sounds to have been picked up by the phone, it must have been fairly loud. So that means the culprit was near the Coliseum. Even so, I bet the fireworks will be heard in lots of places around the Coliseum. Indeed, it would be impossible for us to search the entire area by ourselves. If only we could have the police lend us a hand. Based on the explosion sound we heard from the kidnapper's phone, we know that John is being confined in some place in the vicinity of the Coliseum. One of the garbage dumps is right next to the Coliseum. Dawn Waste Center. Okay. John was almost certainly taken there, in which case the place he is being confined to must also be somewhere close by. Detective Gumshoe. Yes, sir. Could I ask you to search the area around this garbage dump? You don't have to ask me like we're strangers, sir. It feels so distant. Please, just order me around like you normally do. Are you sure, detective? Right now, I'm not a prosecutor. Didn't I tell you, sir? Detectives don't just investigate for the sake of prosecutors. You have my thanks, detective. Okay. Mr. Edgeworth, look. It's almost time. Yes, it would be best if we hurry. They should also be at their limit. Detective Gumshoe, I'm counting on you. Leave it to me, sir. This may be an unofficial investigation. but I'll call in all of my pals from the station to help. I'll help too. Stealing John back is my job after all. I will be returning to the courtroom. I might be able to draw out some more time. Okay, well then, even in the depth of night. The clock just struck 2. We have to hurry. Yes, sir. Ah, my introduction. When no other bird dares to take flight. Oh, so it's not even 2 p.m. anymore? Gumshoe is a big, good dog, confirmed. Well, 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 if it isn't former Prosecutor Edgeworth, Blaze the best. Witness, face forward, we're not done talking yet. Like I said, you see, why exactly would I have needed to help that person out, Your Honor? You know, it's a crying shame, having a beautiful woman declared guilty. Honestly, it brings tears to my eyes. But you see, there's no reason for me to go out of my way to hide evidence just to save her. However, we still have the testimony of your son, Prosecutor the Best. He testified that he handed the evidence over to you. Well, I haven't the slightest clue what he was talking about. I simply can't imagine why Sebastian would have said something like that, you know? What if there is evidence that shows your connection with Warden Roland? And just what do you think you're doing, former Prosecutor Edgeworth? I was under the impression that you were no longer in any position to stand in court. Miles Edgeworth, how dare you barge into my prosecutor's bench? Francisca, I'm sorry, I need you to lend me the bench for a little while. What are you saying? Yeah, he has no right. Judge Courtney, I've brought vital evidence related to this case. Your Honor, please allow me to testify. She'd never allow it.
Objection.
Courtney Pie, Uncle Ray also asks that he be allowed to testify. There are no objections from the prosecution either, right? Understood. The prosecution also has no objections. But I have an objection. There's no way you can allow something like this, you know, such high-handed methods. You'd know about high-handed methods. Surely are enough to warrant being held in contempt of court, wouldn't you say, Courtney? As long as John is in danger, Judge Courtney cannot rule against the warden. I must convey to her somehow that the search for her son is progressing. Judge Courtney, I ask that you have faith in me and my assistant. Now that you mention it, where exactly is she? She is currently out searching for the most important piece of evidence.
Objection.
It's a waste of time. There's no such evidence. Are you stalling for time? How disgraceful.
Objection.
Most important piece of evidence, huh? Courtney Pie? I don't really know what that evidence is, but I think we should have faith in her. After all, even if she may not look like it, she's still the great thief Yatagarasu. Somehow it seems, yeah, okay, well, I skipped something again. Judge Courtney, we've already determined the general location of that evidence. It's only a matter of time before she steals the evidence back. I understand. Then I shall give you special permission to testify. Thank you, Your Honor. This is ridiculous. This vital evidence that you have found, please present it to the court. Blaze the Best and Patricia Roland are somehow connected. Allow me to present the evidence that proves it. Which piece of evidence shows the relationship between Patricia Roland and Blaze the Best? Well, wasn't it the thing about Knightley? What was it again? Oh yeah, report on Knightley.
Take that.
This document contains a detailed report regarding the interrogation of a certain man. A certain man? That man being the late Horace Knightley. And the one who interrogated him was the defendant in this trial, Patricia Roland. So that means that was the interrogation where... That's right. Patricia Roland murdered Knightley in the aftermath of the interrogation, and that very interrogation has been recorded in this written report. That definitely sounds like vital evidence. Miles Edgeworth, just now you referred to that document as a written report. Now, just who in the world was that report written for? I thought you might ask that, Francisca, and that's precisely what is most important about this report. We found this document inside the safe in the storeroom on the 51st floor of the Grand Tower. The 51st floor, the storeroom for the black market auction. Indeed, and the conductor of the auction was you, Blaze the Best. You received a report about the victim from Warden Roland. In the face of this evidence, can you still say you have no connection to this case? In regards to that, I refuse to answer. What? It has yet to be proven in court that I was the conductor of the black market auction. Oh, have you already forgotten the events of this morning? I believe I had already proved it back then, did I not? I will not deny that I was bested by you, however, that was at the crime scene. Who knows if the results will be the same in court? An acquittal is still possible, you see. Until it's been proven in court that I am the conductor of the black market auctions. You can't prove that document was addressed to me. Well, yeah, this is the... Your logic is twisted, but he's right, I think. Because how the legal system is. That's not very nice, you know. My logic isn't twisted, is it, Courtney? Don't you feel the same way? It was quite unlike you to allow former Prosecutor Edgeworth's statement just now, you know? It saddens me, you see, that you would fail to uphold a law as a judge should. How come they actually haven't taken away his lighter? Yeah, I wonder about that too. Should have been stripped of that, indeed. In fact, I'm so upset by this, I may have no other choice but to use my last resort, you know. It is as you say. Something that has not been proven in court does not merit any deliberation. I will have to overrule Mr. Edgeworth's claim. Nah, as I thought, until John has been rescued. You see, the truth at the scene and the truth in the courtroom are two very different things. So you're saying the truth can't be distorted in court as long as it's for your sake. What a horrible thing to say. I'm not distorting the truth or anything like that, you know? If a not guilty verdict is handed down, then that becomes a truth. That's all it is, you see. It's useless. There's nothing we can do unless the missing evidence turns up. Now then, Courtney, why don't you deliver a not guilty verdict and let's get this over with? After all, that evidence isn't gonna show up anytime soon, you know. Objection! Who raised an objection just now? Pops? Sebastian. Come on, be a man. Why did you come back here now of all times? Sebastian, what is the meaning of this? Just where were you and what have you been doing since you abandoned your own trial? I'm sorry, I was, such an act is unbecoming of a prosecutor. You should be ashamed. I am, well, Sebastian, you still don't get it, you know. This court has no place for a sniveling child just such as yourself. Pops, come on, be strong. Grit it, damn it. I've come to present new evidence, Your Honor. So, please, let me take my place back at the prosecutor's bench. Sebastian, I didn't think he would come back.
Objection.
What's all this now, Sebastian? You don't seem at all like your normal self. Pops. Come now, what's the matter? You want Daddy to play with you? Is that it? Well then, why don't we just head on back home? Return to the witness stand. What's wrong? You're shaking like a leaf.
Objection.
Your Honor, the prosecutor officially in charge of this case has just arrived with new evidence. The trial is still in session. In light of this, shouldn't we continue with the proceedings? Naturally, the defense has no objections, Your Honor. I'm sure the defense attorney originally in charge would say the same. The prosecution has no objection either, Your Honor. Continue with the proceedings? That won't be necessary. Isn't that right, Courtney? Blaze still believes that he was the one who kidnapped John. As long as John still hasn't been found, Judge Courtney will remain bound by Blaze, and nothing else will change that. Ah, the phone rings. That sound is our cell phone. My phone as well. Hey, Uncle Ray's phone is also. Hello, 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 hello. Mr. Edgeworth, Mr. Shields. We found John, sir. We rescued John. Excellent work, detective. That kid was the most important piece of evidence, right? Way to go, Kay. Hey, I wanted to spread the word quickly, so I had everyone call. Judge Courtney, it's for you. Mummy? Yes, I see. I'm so glad you're safe. Make sure you properly thank everyone, okay? Be careful and come home safe. Aha! Let us resume the proceedings. Now that I may once again swing my gavel to my heart's content. Ha! You're kidding, right? This is just a sad joke, you know. Witness, this is no joke. Please return to the stand. Prosecutor the best as well. Promptly return to your seat at the prosecutor's bench. Yes, Your Honor. Yeah, unfortunately, I've run out of time. I have to stop streaming here, despite the fact that the chapter isn't over. So I'm gonna have to create a restore point here, and I'll be back tomorrow because I'm gonna have dinner in just a few minutes now, and I won't have time to come back after this. So, well, I'll be there tomorrow in the afternoon. I still don't know if I will have enough time to finish the whole game, but we'll see how it goes tomorrow then, and, well, maybe we'll be done, and if not, then I will finish on Monday. We'll see. Thanks for being around, guys. Take care of yourselves. And I'll be back tomorrow in the afternoon then. See ya. Hopefully I can see you next time.